Drip. Splash. Curry. All right, y'all. I'm about to start pretty soon. Let me get this all together. Let me get this all together. Hmm. All right, let's see what I can do. Oh. All right, let's rock out. And we are live. Give it a couple of seconds before I go over my stuff. And we're going to take off just like that, bro. All right. Second week doing these YouTube lives. And today we're going to go over a few items and also for next week, as well as just a little bit about volume again. Last week we went over a little bit about the tools you can use for volume. And this week we're going to go over a few indicators as well for those that really want to see how volume can really help you out. We're going to go crazy. But first, Sorry, that's a lot going on. First, we will mark out just a little bit about market structure. So I want to show the charts in a few ways. So we're looking at US 30 on an hour chart. Let's look out support and resistance. So first is move this to a line graph. Let's mark out different levels of support and resistance. I'm going to show you how volume is key. So wherever price had touched multiple times, we're going to mark that off as such. So you see the price touch once, touch twice, touch 3 times, touch 4 times. I like using this type of chart just so you can get really into it, so you can see exactly where price struggled at. I don't use support and resistance, but I'm going to show you what volume looks like on the bigger schemes. All right, so I'm going to do a couple more. Let's do one more. All right, so you can see where price had went multiple times, struggled. We can see that, right? Let's go back to the candlestick chart. And on this chart, you see exactly what I mean. Now let's look at actually 2 weeks ago. Let's look at 2 weeks ago, and let's look at it from a volume perspective. So we're gonna use the same tool we used last week, right? And we're gonna go from last Monday to last Friday. Well, 2 weeks ago. All right. You'll see where support and resistance lies, but where volume lies. So wherever the biggest volume nodes, these yellow blue markers, you see where volume was. So we see exactly where price struggled or price rebounded. That's the point of volume. Volume is a little bit better than just support and resistance, putting blind lines on the map, right? Use volume plus other tools like smart money concepts, and it will help you be a lot more profitable in trading. All right, so let's go ahead and let's remove drawings. All right, so now the drawing's over. Let's go into this upcoming week. All right, so in this upcoming week, we're gonna use the same that same tool. For this upcoming week, we're gonna use from last Monday to last Friday. We're gonna use this really just on indexes, and you can use it on Forex pairs as well, but I mainly trade indexes, and sometimes I trade gold. All right. So looking at last week, we have volume area highs, right? We have a POC and then a low as well. So during these little areas, this is where I'm looking for price to try to react. Since price had opened up with a opening gap right here, I am looking for most likely on Tuesday or so for some part of this gap to get filled. Right, some part of this gap to get filled, and then that will be our entry for future highs. So we already passed all-time highs. What we're looking for is price to come back somewhere in this zone. Price comes somewhere back here, then go up higher. All right. That's what we're looking for with price on US 30. Now, how we're going to do that is very simple. One of the other tools I wanted to show you guys. Actually, no. I'll show you this first. So what I've been using, all right, on a 30-minute chart or 15-minute chart, let's go 15. Is what it is, kind of like a footprint chart, but just a little bit better in the eyes of myself, honestly, just because this is free, right? We want to start off with what's free, and then we can move on to other items once you get to, having more revenue from this. No need to just, buy everything up front. You can easily just make sure that you're in a good position with the stuff that you can, use right now. I'm going to show you how this works. Let's go back until, let's go Wednesday. All right, so last Wednesday, we see, where volume is. We only trading during New York session. So during New York session, if it goes back, fire replay. All right, this is a good trade I had caught, and my team had caught as well. If you'd like to get added, just hit us up on any platform, or even in the comments. We have a Telegram with all of our education. It's free. It's absolutely free. But anyways, what we're looking at is seeing where volume was taking us. Again, this doesn't matter because we're not up at 2-3 in the morning. All right, we're just waiting to see what price will do. Let me speed this up a little bit. There we go. And pause. Back that up just a little bit. No. So, right here. Okay. So once we back it up to this point, boom. All right. We'll see where volume is highest. We want to go to wherever this line is. That's where our good entries are. Normally, we want to wait till after 8:30, maybe 8:45. Could have got an early entry for sure if you went down to the 5-minute chart. Go back to there. But I'm having everyone for a party. All right, so let's look at right here, 8:45. So using just this indicator, right? Look at 8:45. We see where volume is moving around, and boom, right then and there. This has been an area that we can enter the market, putting our stop loss below lows. So say we did it like this. All right. Let's see how price went and took off just from using that one indicator, right? Could have easily got like a 5-6 to 1 trade. I don't know where my stuff just went, but could have got a 5 to 6 to 1 trade easily, just by using that, right? So going into this next week, definitely use the same indicator when it comes to this. Looking for liquidity sweeps first, just like I did on Friday. Swept Tokyo low, then went ahead for future highs. Easy trade. These are the type of setups that you will really want to have. But let's get more into it. So let's see. Let's get more into it. So when it comes to like this upcoming week, definitely bullish. You can see on the seasonal chart over here. Once it reached all-time highs and it retested all-time highs, I'm definitely looking for bullish momentum. We can look at any other indice and you'll see the same thing. Excuse me, y'all. Let me just make sure I got everything together. Cool. So, yeah, as you can tell, very bullish momentum. Very bullish. There is some news. So let's look at the news for this upcoming week. Go to Forex Factory. Right, nothing much today. Monday we have a little bit of CPI for GBP. All right, Tuesday was where the action is going to start happening. Right, you love this. All right, we got job openings. Going to be very careful in the market, especially at around market opening on Tuesday. But there should be a lot of volume to help push momentum in our direction. Hopefully, we'll see how that goes. I will have a recap next week as well. And as you can see, Wednesday, we got NFP week. It's NFP week. So we have NFP news. We got federal news, FOMC. Oh, yeah. Wednesday's going to be a doozy. Like, it's going to be crazy on Wednesday. So if you're not, very experienced in the markets, like in trading news or trading around um, these different instruments often, I would definitely stay away from the markets on Wednesday. Thursday, it cools down a little bit. This isn't, unemployment is definitely going to be high. High impact news for sure, but that's going to be at 7:30 before market open. So we most likely will see some type of movement or retracement, hopefully around like 8:30, getting the market in and out quick because volume is probably going to be gone before noon when news is this early. And then Friday, yeah, non-farm roll, payroll, NFP, unemployment rate. We are going to have a jump starting up from days before's news, but yeah, Friday might be okay. Friday might be okay in the morning, but you never really use your full leverage on Friday. Mostly like Tuesday through Thursday, so when you want to use your full leverage. We'll see how this goes. Um, let's go to let's look at gold. See what gold is up to. I have a strategy on gold that is very beautiful. That if you look at all of my if you look at all of my content on YouTube, you'll see like some of the not volume, some of the gold strategies I have, especially for people that work, 9 to 5s. There's a few ways you can trade gold. It's a few ways you can trade gold, but what we're looking at right now is definitely gold. Gold starting to really pick up that bearish momentum. Get a higher time frame. All right. Gold has been dropping as of late. My target area will be around here to see if it breaks. If it breaks that low, definitely looking forward to just plummet at that point, plummet a little further, maybe retrace later on in the coming weeks. But definitely looking forward to maybe pull back, maybe to this area, start selling off, and then really go down from there. We'll see. Gold been tricky. It wants to go up higher, it definitely does, but what most people don't know is confluences. So like whenever indices go up, most likely gold normally goes down most of the time. Oh my gosh. Do not like me today. Yeah. So I'm looking for something like this. And I'm gonna get in somewhere around this area for sure, for sure. Right. Somewhere around here. That's where I want to get in. The beautiful thing about the way I trade, if you look at my focus list, all of these instruments coincide with each other somehow, some way. Whether it's the futures, the bond market, which normally goes opposite of gold, or the VIX, which goes opposite of NAS, US 30, and SPX. So being able to just use these different options, and it helps me out. Same thing with the US dollar. US dollar is plummeting right now, and I kind of anticipate it to plummet a lot further. So we'll see how this goes for the week. I'm looking at it to really drop, and when it does that, it's going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy reaction in the market. As you see, price had came to equilibrium and rejected smoothly. Possibly, we look at the DXY, dollar strength index, for those that don't know. Looking for it to maybe come back here somewhere and then continue down lower. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, somewhere around here. That's what I'll be looking for on the DXY. And that happens on DXY, then obviously the opposite will be happening on NAS, US 30, and SPX. And then the same direction will be going on for USD JPY. So what I'm looking for on this is for it to come up, maybe swipe this liquidity, maybe. If not, honestly, hold this level and sell down. that's pretty much what I'm looking at for the week. What I would say is that this is going to be either a very good week or a very frustrating week. The reason why is because the market structure lines up to what we want. It's just the fact that the news is so high impact. There's so much high impact news. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna put down this little tool on every one of my charts. So I already have kind of a focus point for the week to see like, all right, last week this is where all the volume was, right? Where can I exploit that? Make sure I'm line this up right. So where can I exploit all the volume that happened last week and really get into that bag, man? The market I've been out here paying, so as long as we pay attention, we're good. Again, I use this on all of my indexes. On gold, this doesn't really work as well, but for indices, it definitely works. So we're gonna see how this reacts, man. I want to see some movement. I want to see where volume lies, and I didn't even mention this, but I also use one more thing when it comes to volume, which is just a VWAP. Right, it's a volume indicator, but it's for the weekly time frame. That's where you see like this huge, this huge overlay, this green line. It just shows you where the week momentum was, and then this line, it changes per session. So when the sessions, say for instance, it's right here. You don't have enough right now. So like for this session right now, it's showing that it's still bullish. It's going to come back, retest VWAP and everything like that. But it's a good tool, especially like I said, if you know how volume works in a market, right? Volume is key. Volume is literally everything. So like even if let's give an example of Thursday going into Friday, right? Thursday going into Friday. So knowing how volume works mixed with, a price action strategy, seeing that price came down, hit a few key levels, and then never returned after that. I'm looking for all buys, straight up looking for buys. So easy way of doing this, trying to tell people, man, this is literally the key to trading in 2025 is relying on volume plus price action and understand liquidity sweeps. So like for instance, again, Tokyo price had swept this level of liquidity. It swept Tokyo low right here. All right, Tokyo low, swept it. See that wick right there? Swept Tokyo low and then moved on higher. So whenever you see liquidity sweep first, you should know where to go. Plain and simple. If you see it happen before New York open, like for instance right here, it swept Tokyo low before New York open. Wait for a pullback. Let's move on, right? Same thing here. You see that it retested the VWAP twice. Buy indicator. Very, very simple way of trading. If you want to get more videos, I need more subscribers, man. You know what I'm saying? If I want to get more videos out, you need some subscribers to like keep on moving this forward. Got a wealth of knowledge. I'm gonna drop another video or a recap of the first trade I take for the week. Hopefully everyone has a great, amazing trading week. But yeah, man, subscribe, share, show folks what we doing out here, man. Get to this money on. That's at the end of the day. Get to this money on. Have a great week. I'll be back. Peace.